Welcome to the Web3 Builders Journal, the ultimate storytelling podcast for builders in the space. Join us as we dive into the journeys of A+ founders, exploring the strategies they use to become who they are today. Tune in and get inspired.
Thank you so much for joining WBG podcast. And as you have known, this is a podcast whereby we document stories of builders in the space, like valuable leaders, guys that are contributing positively to this. Thank you so much for joining once again. So I would love to start with the first question: who is Olabisi in the Web3 space? What do you do? And just over to you now.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm super excited to be here actually. So, my name is Olabisi Adelaja. I'm a group marketer and content strategist specializing in Web3, AI, and crypto, but generally the Web3 space. I also host the Web3 Quick Bite. So, additionally, I'm also a podcast host. I host the Web3 Quick Bites podcast where I simplify complex Web3 topics for a broader audience. So by now, I'm focused on helping Web3 startups grow through strategic content, media, and community-driven marketing. My work involves creating high-impact storytelling, securing partnerships, and positioning brands basically to attract investors, users, set leadership opportunities, grow their community base, and so on and so forth. So that's like a summary of what I do in the workplace space.
I love that. You have a lot of badges to your name. I'm ready telling you all this. Everybody I can get, I'm ready to join today. So that's lovely. Yeah. Okay, please can you please share your background story, like what happened, how you got into the Web3 space, how you became a good marketer. Just tell me your background story, please.
So just like everybody else who got into Web3, we all heard about Web3 probably from a friend, a colleague, or somewhere. My own story, how I got into Web3, was that years before, I think I got into the Web3 space in 2021. But before then, I had heard a friend tell me about Bitcoin. It sounded weird to me then, because what do you mean that I can buy digital currency with real money and then I just have to wait a while and be patient, and then that digital money I bought can make me a millionaire overnight? Just wasn't making any sense to me. I was skeptical. So I said, you know what, see, just go. Just leave me alone. I don't want to be a part of it. Maybe by listening then, I would have probably made enough money to retire my bloodline by now. But yeah, so in 2020, during the pandemic, and prior to that, in the Web2 space, I was working I was working with an advertising agency as a copywriter then. But so during the pandemic, everybody were indoors and all of that. I was looking for something new, something exciting. That was a period when most people were transitioning to different careers, learning new things. Yeah, and I also wanted to learn new things basically. And a friend reached out and said there was an opportunity that came up, and this particular crypto exchange company was looking for a social media writer. Extra money. Who says no to extra money? So I was like, you know what, set us up. So I had the interview, and the person asked me if I had any prior knowledge of the crypto space. I was honest. I said no. So I'm a pretty good writer, and I know my way around content. So it was like, you know what, it's going to give me this gig, but I should go read the Bitcoin white paper. And so ends my journey. So I read the Bitcoin white paper, and it was super interesting. And it took me down the rabbit hole. I did get the gig, and so by getting the gig, I was able to read up on the crypto space, what goes on in the space, and so on and so forth. And hence began my journey into the Web3 space. And so back then, we didn't really have a lot of resources like we do now, because for me, my journey actually started with curiosity, right? From someone who was coming from a strong marketing and content background. And I have worked in traditional and digital marketing across different industries actually. I knew I still wanted to do that in Web3. I didn't want to have to change my whole career trajectory. And so I started my research. And the more I researched, the more I went down the rabbit hole. I realized that Web3 kept pulling me. And I asked myself what exactly was pulling me into this space. And I realized that it was because of Web3 was kind of a rebel and it has this disruptive nature. I was just fascinated really by how blockchain technology was redefining ownership, finance, and digital experiences. So I was like, you know what, I am actually going to do my marketing in this space and all of that there. I started deep diving into Web3 content, researching trends, and sharing my knowledge on LinkedIn. And like I said, my first hands-on experience was writing content for that crypto exchange company. And so from there, people started knowing me as a Web3 marketing person. And I expanded into partnerships, influencer marketing, growth strategies, and working with Web3 companies to scale their visibility and user base. So if you ask me, I would say it's been a crazy journey, but do I regret it? No, I don't.
I think something about Web3 is just that it's always an interesting journey to everyone. Any newbie, any expert, like they're always saying, it's an interesting journey. So, okay, I want to ask you a question. While you were working for the exchange, were you actually writing technical content or just normal news content or what? Because assuming you've been writing technical content now for them, like when I talk about technical content, I'm talking about all these traders and stuff and all those things. So how were you able to manage? Because you're so new to this space, understanding what the chat will say, understanding perspective of people, understanding opinions, and balancing them with your content. How were you able to manage?
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting question. It was tough in the beginning. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It was really tough in the beginning because for someone who had just pure Web2 marketing early and having to now start writing about crypto exchange and helping them have an edge over their competitors, it was really tough. But what really helped me was that I was grateful for the experience I had coming from Web2. So I was able to apply some of the strategies in my content by researching what other competitors were doing, right? Trying to see what content they were doing that their audience liked, that their audience loved and stuff. So I was able to adapt that. The exchange I was working with at the time, I was able to adapt that and help refine their content. So basically, my focus was just creating their social media content and send it to whoever wants to post. Yeah. So, it was tough then because I had no idea what I was doing. But by keeping track of what competitors were doing and trying to see what they were doing better, what kind of content they were pushing, what ad design did people resonate with, what video content did people like, it really did help me. So marketing knowledge I had coming from Web2 in researching trends, researching competitors, and I won't say steal, but copying what they are doing and making yours even better really did help me survive the months I worked with that exchange before moving on to all that bigger responsibilities, and it was great right here.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Why transitioning from Web2 to Web3? Can you please tell me the challenges that you faced? Like challenges that any current maybe you face too? Because I'm so certain anyone transitioning from a certain industry to another industry must definitely face the challenge. So what were the challenges you faced? And you said the journey was actually tough. So what were the solutions?
This question is taking me back from really. So when I started, right, I had no direct mentors. I had no mentor. I had nobody. Even my friend then, it was more a trader. So I didn't really have anybody that was doing marketing at its core then. So it was really hard for me. And so what I did was I relied heavily on research. I listened to a couple of, even though we didn't have a lot of podcasts like we do now, I started listening to a couple. and I was always reading articles online. And I made sure I joined communities, followed industry leaders on LinkedIn. I was always participating in conversations, even though I know, okay, this comment that I'm commenting on this post is off. I'll still put it there. And so I also volunteered for projects, right? And so I was like, you know what? I mean, for the first two projects I actually did, I didn't collect money. I was like, I just wanted the experience. I started the crypto exchange. I was paying me like a stipend because it's a stipend then. The other projects, like core web3 projects, I didn't collect money because I was offering my marketing expertise in exchange for experience, and I was glad I did. I'm actually really glad I did because it was overwhelming. I can't even lie. And with the way this industry is fast paced and there's a lot of complexities and a lot of jargons to a newbie. But I realized that the more I immersed myself, the easier it now became to connect the thoughts and also apply my skills effectively. So yeah, I mean, the early days during my transitioning process, I was just absorbing knowledge. Like I said before, I didn't charge because the project I worked with, they didn't pay me. I was offering my expertise in exchange for experience, right? So I was just trying to understand how it works and finding my own place. And so I would say for a newbie listening to this and then they're trying to transition into the Web3 space, what's important is that be intentional about your positioning. And because there can be so many distractions. Today now is still okay. You want to focus on DeFi. And then you come online and see somebody that made a lot of money from another industry, or you say you want to focus on content. Yeah, you say you want to focus as a content person, just want to do marketing. And you come online, you see somebody's phantom wallet screenshot, and you're like, am I in the wrong place? Should I be doing what this person is doing? And then you moved there, and then you moved there, and then you realize that, oh yeah, it's not actually as easy as they make it to be. So you have to be intentional about your positioning. Let people associate you with one thing. And then maybe you want people to see you as a go-to content person. You want people to see you as a go-to marketing person. You want people to see you as the go-to person that has the latest airdrop information, or the person that has the latest whatever. So you have to be intentional about it. And being intentional about my positioning has actually helped me build a strong network. I now know how to navigate the space, and I know how to actually navigate the space, and I also know how to source for projects or work with projects that align with my long-term goals. But that's the mistake people make. They jump on projects a lot, and at the end of the day they find out that they didn't even really get any experience, right? And so because this space, like I said, it's fast-paced and it's something you're aware of too. It's really, really fast-paced. And one of the advice I also have for newbies is that for me, when I first got in, I was focused on just getting opportunities, right? So if you're just getting into this space, it's fine for you to just be focused on getting opportunities. But then as you advance in this stage, you select the project you take on. You now ensure that they align with your expertise, interests, and values. And it will also help you have better processes and a clearer personal brand in the workplace space.
So I would love to ask, you started your journey in 2021. I'm comparing 2021, like the Nigeria of 2021 to now. There's a big difference, like there's a big margin. So there's a lot of prayer now. Yeah, there's a lot of prayer now on everyone. And now, how can a newbie that's just coming into this space balance building his career and building his portfolio, like stacking up money in his wallet? So how can a newbie do that?
Well, the answer I'm going to give is actually going to come from my own personal experience, because the route I came through the Web3 space, into the Web3 space, it was through the I don't know if I say the 9 to 5 stuff. So I didn't even really know anything about portfolio building or trading or anything of that sort, right? I only knew that I wanted to work for projects and then help run campaigns, help grow projects, help grow their community and all of that. So I would say then, compared to now, people were actually looking to, how would I describe it now? So I think then we were more, even projects, they were more focused on actually building something more long-term and looking for people that were really, really, really good, that really knew their onions. Because unlike now, when we have projects come up, they raise points, they just hire a couple of people, and next thing they disappeared. People are now in it for a short-term gain. And to end where we have a lot of newbies now that they just want to get in and get out. We only have a few percentage of them that actually really want to pursue something and grow their career in this space. So I'll give you an example. I was having a chat with someone last month. Was it last month or in December, but in recent times? And he kept asking me that, yeah, will I get a job in 2 weeks? I said, what is work? Will I
See your career. Send funds in their wallet.
be some sort of irritant? But how do you mean can I get a job in 2 weeks? That is not how it works. This is not a get rich quick program. I don't know what you must have heard. I don't know what they've told you that yeah, there's money in Web3, you get on board the Web3 and you get a lot of money. Or then you come to Web3, see people post screenshots of their portfolio and their wallet. I think it's gonna be like that for you. It's not gonna be like that for everybody. You don't even know maybe those people that are making their money from insider trading or for something. But they've been in the space for a very long time. Can't just expect that you come in and they are begging you with jobs in this space in less than 2 weeks. It doesn't work like that. To actually balance both having that money, having that riches, that wealth that you so desire in this space, and building your career, to balance both has to work together. You have to be able to offer something of value for you to be able to have money. I think that is how it works, because that is how I've been able to do mine. Offer something of value, and then people chase you to actually pay you to offer them that value in exchange for tokens, money, or whatever. So as a newbie, don't just focus on I want to make money now. Even if you are farming airdrops, it takes a while before you are able to claim. It takes a while before you are able to even get anything. So why don't you just focus on building yourself? Personal brand goes a long way in this space. Build yourself. Create something of value, like I mentioned before. Let people associate you with someone that shares value. And then the money will definitely come after that. But then the patience. People are not patient anymore. Yeah, they just want to get in and get out. And then it can be quite a struggle to be able to balance. Because they're not even thinking of career again. They're thinking of, oh, how do I make this money quickly? How do I make this money fast? And so that's why it comes at first as being difficult to be able to balance both. You get. So yeah, I would just say just focus on building something of value, and then the rest will definitely come after.
Okay, did you ever trade meme tokens?
Me? No, I did not though. I am very careful about what I put my money on. I didn't. For what? I can't even stay up at night tracking the market. I can't. So I'm not much of a trader. I think it was last year that the whole thing was starting to get to me that I should have learned this trading thing and stuff. So what I do now is that while I don't do meme coins, what I do is actually research a couple of altcoins, and then I see that okay, this one has potential, and then I just put money in there and forget about it. So that is where my own trading stops. So I'm not a degen. I am not. I don't have the strength for that. I had not jumped on any, even when the NFT thing it was in 2020, 2021. I didn't jump on it. And the whole BNB thing you just mentioned, I did not. Even the Solana, nah. People were crying a lot. And I know myself, if I should lose my money, what? So I did not. I take risk, but then I take calculated risk.
Oh, calculated risk indeed. Then I was checking through your profile and I found out that you've been a content and communications manager. So what does it mean? What does that role mean?
So to be a content and communications manager, while that particular role was in Web2 when I was working with a media company, so that was part of my Web2 experience actually. But then I think I can skip on it if you want to pursue a career as a content and communications person in Web3. So basically, to be a content and communications person across both Web2 and Web3, one key thing you need is that you need a unique blend, of skills, knowledge, and experience. And so I said the unique blend, so it's a mix of your skills. So skills being songwriting and storytelling. because you need to be able to craft content for various audiences and formats. I'm talking blog posts, social media, press releases, because they're basically the voice of that company, right? And you also need to be able to develop a communication strategy. When you understand what your company's goals and objectives are, you whatever communication you are creating has to be in alignment with the company goals and objectives. And then also have project management skills, be able to manage a community. And then for Web3, you also need to have Web3 specific knowledge. So I'm talking blockchain and crypto fundamentals. What else? Understand the Web3 ecosystem. You can't be a communications person in Web3 and not understand how Web3 works. You have to understand the landscape, identify the key players, the trends, the new innovations that are coming up. And you also need to understand how decentralized technologies work. Because if you are communicating and you're creating content around it, you need to understand this Web3 specific knowledge, right? And so I would say technical skills for that role should be, let me see. Yeah, basically understand how to use content management systems, email marketing software. So the ones I used in my role when I was with that web2 media company, I used Mailchimp. I think Mailchimp is the popular one. So understand how to use email marketing platforms and understand your analytics and metrics. I think for Web3 we have analytics platform like John. We have John Analytics. We also have Cookie. I think we have Cookie Free. So those are really good analytic tools that will really help you to track your content performance. And what else? Yeah, soft skills are also quite important too, right? So I'm talking collaboration, critical thinking. If anything happens, you should be able to put on your thinking cap and be able to analyze the concept or whatever is going on and be able to communicate it effectively. And I think, this is my long talk. You can't be complete without you not being a creative person. You need to have the ability to think creatively and also develop content and communication strategies. So by combining all of this that I've mentioned here, I think anyone is well equipped to succeed as a content and communications person in the Web3 space.
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah. Let me dive deep into your good marketing experience now. From strategies to execution, how do you work with Web3 brands as a good marketer for achieving your aim?
First thing first, research. You have to research like crazy. So if a project or a company, a brand, or whatever, the company make me like, okay, hi Olabisi, we need your services as a group marketer. So first thing I do first on that call is to ask them a couple of questions. What are their goals? What are their objectives? What is the company's mission and vision? Who are their target audience? Who are their users? Any examples of competitors? So these questions are going to help me during my research process. And so I go ahead to conduct market research to actually understand the brand's audience, their competitors, like I asked, and their industry trends. So if you're operating in the healthcare industry, I need to know what the healthcare industry trends are. Or if it's the gaming, if it's finance, if it's fashion, if it's whatever industry, right? So research is actually important. And then up next, I define the growth goals. So what exactly why do they want me to come on board? Is it to help with user acquisition? Is it to help engage community? Is it to help increase their revenue, right? So that needs to be defined. So a strategy and can be focused on that so we can achieve success. And yeah, so once that is all set, I develop a tailored growth strategy based on the stage that the brand is at. Are they at the early stage? Are they at the middle stage? Are they established companies? Are they unicorns or whatever? So all those things are important. So what is going to work for an early stage company might not work for an established company. You get, because for an early stage, they are looking to grow their awareness, acquire users, retain them, and engage their users basically and all of that. But for an established company, they already have their audience. What they'll want to do is they'll focus more on how to retain those users, keep them happy, and let them be top of mind, right? So each strategy is different for each stage, for each company stage or brand stage, right? And then up next, as a group marketer, after doing that, then I work on creating a brand narrative and messaging that's going to resonate with the target audience, and also create high quality. I said high quality content. It could be blog posts, social media, newsletters, or case studies to educate, engage, and at the end of the day convert the target audience, right? And yeah, also work on the SEO bits, that is optimizing content for SEO, social virality. So create content that people want to bookmark, create content. I think the pride for a content online is when people are bookmarking, because they actually want to go back and read it again. They want to go back and revisit it, right? It means that there's something good about it that will make me want to say, okay, you know what? I think I'm going to come back to this. So yeah, create content that will make people want to take actions like that. And so a lot of this goes into growth marketing, yes. So there's also community and social growth. Look at their community, what is going on, how to engage them. Are we going to use influencer marketing? Is it key opinion leader partnership that the project need, or do we need to organize an ambassador program? So all these things are what we put into consideration, looking at how the audience and the target audience, what they are receptive to in that community. So I would say for let me see now, for a gaming brand now, I think having an ambassador program works more, right? Or for a DeFi project, having an ambassador program works more, because we have a lot of people playing in that space. They have the opportunity to actually reach out to a lot of people. And for some, it might be partnerships. It might be bringing on key opinion leaders on board. So these are all the things that we look at, and it's all based on the strategy from the beginning, right? And organizing Twitter spaces, AMAs, community events to drive engagement. And there's also the growth campaign execution. There's also executing the campaign, yeah. So which is rephrasing, aside whatever it is that we're doing, the partnerships, the ambassador programs, are we also running airdrops? Are we doing referral programs? Are we doing cross promotion with other top projects? Then there's also the tracking of the analytics. There's also the conversion and monetization. That is where we look at the brand funnel, so to actually optimize what's it called now, to convert users into actually paying customers, right? I mean, we did all this work to get you to come on board, and we tried our best, and you like us, or you're with us now. So can you please pay for whatever it is we are selling, pay for our products or services and all of that. And so by doing this, we do retargeting, and for people who have actually seen us before and then they didn't take any action, we do content again to retarget these people. We do lead nurturing, we do email marketing to drive retention. And aside that, we also look at new revenue streams too. Okay, now we are making money from this particular thing. Do we need to implement another thing like subscription or or partnerships, or just tokenize whatever it is that we have going on and all of that? So like I said, a lot of things goes into being a growth marketer. Basically, the brand is trusting you with their project to help them grow at scale. So if a brand comes to me and says, okay, I want you to come on board and do all of that for us, so that's the process that I'm going to go through. But then I'm not going to be doing it alone, but I'll be working with other people as well. But then as long as the strategy. As long as the strategy is solid, trust me, every other thing will fall into place. So that's like, I don't really want to go into details. So that's like a summary of what a growth marketer does.
Okay. You don't want to go into details, but this is already sounding like a deep sentence already. This is a lot. Let me just answer this question because any you listening to this will just be like, oh, wow, is this the number of things I would love to do? Like I will have to do. So let me ask then, how do you actually should I say how do you build clients now? Is it how do you actually build clients? Like when people want your services, because this is a whole lot, and some people don't understand pricing, some people don't understand how to do prices. So how do you go about that?
That's a tricky question. That's a tricky question. So basically, it depends. Actually, yeah. Yeah, I know. So I'm not going to say this is what you should charge. So it actually depends on the client needs, right? The scope of work and the engagement model. So I would say for me now, I charge for ongoing work, like for long-term engagement. They're saying, okay, we're looking at a 6-month program. We're looking to have you work with us for 6 months. Definitely, I'm going to charge a monthly retainer. So they pay me monthly because I'll be adding multiple aspects of growth, right? So I'm going to charge retainer. So they pay me monthly, right? And this depends on what I'm delivering and the results they expect from me. And there's also the project based when they say, okay, you know what, we just want to have our PR launch, or we just want to create content. There are fixed prices for that. I charge fixed price. So that one is more beneficial to startups or brands that are saying, okay, we just want a one-off thing, right? Right. And it was before in my early stage that I did performance based, whereby I give you this number of users and whatever KPI is set for me, if I achieve that KPI, that is when I get paid, right? But that one, at the end of the day, they'll tell you whatever you expected from it, did not give us, you won't collect your money. So I don't really advise people to do that. And so basically, I mean, it all depends. I'm not going to give a specific figure. I would say depending on the scope of work and what the clients need and what they want, that is how you should base your price. But then yes, so
Okay. So with all this, I'm so sure that you would have faced a lot of challenges in this space. So can you please share me some of the interesting challenges, like Noddy? I want them to be so interesting so that people can actually learn. Can you please share some challenges that you face while working in this space?
So I think what actually happened to me last year. Yes, it was last year. So there's this project that they reached out to me on Twitter, and then actually liked the whole idea of the project. And the founder said, oh yeah, we're actually bootstrapped. We don't have a lot of money right now. And then we're trying to get our ICO in April. That was April last year. And then so after the ICO, we'll be able to pay. I was like, okay, yeah, fine. I mean, I already had my own job. Yeah, I already had my job. So I was just be doing it on a part-time basis. And it was going fine. And then I realized that, okay. So yeah, someone in the group suggested launching an ambassador program. And then I realized that, okay, yeah, we actually need branding materials. We were going to be going for events, organizing events and all of that. So a budget was allocated, about 1,000 euros. So I did all the running around, got all the branded materials. I'm talking t-shirts, key holders and all of that you get. So we got all of that. But unfortunately, for some reason, something just kept happening. The ICO didn't hold. Nothing happened. The project was not ready. And so everybody was starting to get agitated. That was not what was in our contract. Because the prototype brought me on board under marketing was not working. And I kept telling them, I am also not getting paid. I am just doing this because I like the whole idea of the project here. Then fast forward to June, it said project was going to be ready and we needed to run marketing campaign. So I said, this is the budget for this thing. He said, oh, it doesn't have a lot of money. So I thought I was helping, right? And I was like, okay, if I ask this person to just divert all this money to this particular campaign, we're not going to see results. How do I get this money out? So I now did something as a way to be able to get the money from an unethical way to be able to get the money. And so I sent a payment link that was going to divert the money to like a Nigerian web3 agency, right? And so they don't get to handle everything. And so the payment link was sent. Apparently, now discovered that, oh, this is not a something. Now went behind me to start asking questions. That he accused me of theft. He accused me of stealing. Said I wanted to steal money from the company. I wanted to steal money from the project. It was because of me that the project was on standstill. And he called me a thief, basically, and stuff. And so it was quite a challenging experience, really, of course. I mean, what do you mean I want to steal your money? I wasn't really looking out for your project. Yeah, I agree that the way I went about it wasn't ethical. But then at the end of the day, you would have seen results. You would have seen results regardless. And so you calling me a thief, kept telling everybody that Olabisi was stealing from the company. And first, you didn't send the money, yeah? The money was not sent. He didn't send the money. So how did I steal from you? He said, oh, the branding thing that we got sometimes early in the year, we didn't use it. So apparently I also stole that too. I kid you not, there's a big bag filled with those stuff in my store, yeah. Is there, the branding materials. They said I didn't do that. I stole the money and all of that. And though since then, one thing I always tell people is that if any project comes to you and say, we'll pay you money later, and at the end of the day, you get rubbish for your devotion and your effort, please run away. That's about getting paid. Why wouldn't have even been paid, right? I wouldn't have even been paid or felt like, oh, they wasted time, effort, and energy, right? And then they were still asking me for a lot. They still asking me for a lot, and because I believed in the project, I decided that. So it was. So I've been in this space. That was the most annoying, interesting, and crazy experience I've had working in this space. Because almost everyone that heard about it, my friends, were just laughing because what was it me? What is Olabisi and Silly Bunny doing in the same servant? It just wasn't adding up, right? Well, then, I mean, a lot of crazy things going on here.
Hope you were not dragged on next.
No, luckily I wasn't. I mean, at the point, I said luckily I was not. I mean, I was actually worried because I was worried. I was actually worried. I was scared of him doing that because that's my personal brand. People know me as the podcaster, and then rumors. Once one session has ended, it takes a while before you, as a person that's been accused, to be able to stop it, right? And then so I was really worried for that coming out. But I'm glad that it didn't go beyond that, really. Because it doesn't even have proof, yeah? He doesn't have proof. He never sent me money. What?
Some of these stories can just be very crazy. There was a story I saw on Twitter about, I think, Olakbit, something like that. He was dragged from the case and all this place, and nobody could actually support him on Twitter. And that stopped him from getting gigs for up to 1 year on Next. It was just, I think, maybe last year that he stopped the whole issue and all this stuff. I was like, wow. So, all these challenges can definitely affect one's branding on social media. So that's actually an interesting one. That's a very good one. Like, seriously, that's a very. So can you share one of your memorable moments too while in the space, like rewarding experiences that you've had in the space?
I think I would say the one thing that has been giving me joy is my podcast, actually, because I was able to grow it from zero to a huge number of followers, and then monthly listens, monthly plays, and then be recognized consistently as top one of the top web3 podcasts globally. I think that those are that's actually my major bragging right, really, because I'm just a woman in Lagos, Nigeria, in my small makeshift studio at home, and having to reach so many people's system. But that is what I tell people. I don't have a fancy studio. I only have like a makeshift studio in my room where I record, and I'm an independent podcaster. So having to do all that and getting rewarded for it is actually something that inspires me as a person. Actually, really does inspire me a lot, and I'm grateful for the Web3 space for giving me that opportunity, and for people who listen to my podcast every time I publish an episode. So yeah, I mean, the recognition is actually really, really nice. It feels good to be recognized. Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's something great. Can you share a story, like what inspired you to be creating podcast? Just tell me.
What inspired me? So when I got into the Web3 space, when I transitioned, there wasn't a lot of resources for me then, unlike now, where we have podcasts, we have articles, we have DAOs, we have people now organizing boot camps and all of that. So it was quite hard. And fast forward to 2023, I was getting here exactly from people like, oh, hi, Olabisi, I want to go to Web3. I have a sister that wants to move to Web3. I have people in Web3, something Web3. And at first, it was easy for me to answer those questions there. But then as time went on, I realized that, oh, Olabisi, you can't answer some of these questions. So the idea for creating a platform actually came. And I said, okay, why don't I just start a podcast where I can bring on people that have been in the space way more than I have, people with the experience, people that can come and share their failures, their success, their journey, and also let people know that Web3 goes beyond trading. Web3 is beyond pump and dump. Web3 is beyond meme coins and all of that. And so, I think the other thing was that I also wanted to break the complexity surrounding Web3, because from the outside, Web3 looks so difficult. It looks so confusing. So that inspired the name Quick Bite, because when my guests come on the show, I make sure that when they answer questions, they answer in ways that is easier for anyone to understand what they're talking about. It's easier for them to actually get the hang of what the discussion and conversation is about, really. So I would say the podcast was basically just to help people understand how this space works, help them have easy transition, help them update their knowledge base, and then yeah.
Oh, okay, that's great. So, yeah. Also, this question, like, how do you spend your day? How do you spend your day? How do you work daily as a good marketer in the space? Is it that you wake up and you just start doing the grind, or what do you do daily? How do you work?
So I think that's basically it. Sometimes I wake up and I just say my short prayer while I'm opening my laptop. I do my devotion where my laptop is on. So it gives basically days like that. But my day-to-day usually starts waking up, opening my laptop, trying to look at my to-do list and see what needs to be done. Then I review the content that was shared the previous day, look at how good we're doing. And I also track the analytics, check the metrics, and review our strategy, see if we're still following the strategy. Do we need to change anything? I also spy on competitors too. I do that a lot. I try to see what they are doing better, or are we doing better than them? Are they stealing from us? Which one are stealing from them? And so yeah, that's it basically. That's how my day to day is. And then it might sound like it's easy, but trust me, I'm spending hours and hours on it, trying to trap, trying to make things better, trying to understand what the community likes, what they enjoy. And then yeah, that's basically my day to day.
So then, how do you maintain work-life balance?
I don't have a work life balance. I tell people that I don't have a work life balance. So I do not, honestly. And that's not a good thing to say. That's not a good thing to say, really. But I don't have a work life balance. I definitely don't have a work life balance. I mean, I'm trying to change that. But the thing is that I am a workaholic and I'm a perfectionist. So if something is not in order, I struggle to relax, or I struggle to rest, or I just struggle to. I might be watching Netflix and something just clicks like, oh yeah, how did we do with last week's analytics? How did we do with the previous hour? So yeah, my mind is just always thinking, because I always like to do a good job at all times. I like to do a good job at all times. So I really struggle with having a work-life balance. But occasionally, I try to get out of the house and just drop my laptop at home, try to hang out with friends and stuff. But even at that, I'm still opening X on my phone and trying to see what's happening.
Maybe some days you need to drop your phone.
How will I survive?
You use a small phone, a very small phone. Yeah. So actually, we are already getting to the end of this podcast, but I would still love to ask, what are the tools that you use? What are the tools that you use as a group?
And so shout out to Google Workspace. So I mean, shout out to them. So my spreadsheets, my docs, they are always open. The tabs are always open, right? So spreadsheets to actually track metrics, and then docs to drop my ideas and to write my content and all of that. So Google Analytics, actually, I use that too. And we also use web3 analytics too. So recently I started working my way around June analytics. To track market sentiments and all of that. And then I use Notion. I use Notion and Airtable, depending on which one. I actually find Airtable more easier to use than Notion. So I use Airtable actually. So I use that one basically for tracking growth experiments, content calendars, and campaign results. What other tools do I use again? Telegram bots. That one is for the community aspect, for managing community. What else again? SEMrush for SEO. SEMrush and Ahrefs for SEO. And protocol app to manage our poll influencer campaigns. But I also use X a lot. I think those are the ones I can remember at top of my head. Oh yeah, there's also Miro XYZ. That's like the web decentralized platform for publishing content. So also use Miro too. And then those are the ones I can remember at top of my head right now.
No AI tools.
AI. Oh yeah, of course. ChatGPT, Claude, and I recently started trying to understand how DeepSeek works. So yeah, the Chinese version of ChatGPT. So yeah, I'm still trying to understand. So I use generative AI tools to help organize my ideas and stuff.
Okay. Well, let's talk about building social media platforms for male youth now. Which of the platform would you advise that they should build on first? X, is it Twitter, is it LinkedIn, or what's it called? Or their blog sites? What would be your advice?
Hey, But when I started growing on LinkedIn. So for someone else, it could be they started their journey on X, because I grew on LinkedIn first before started growing my following on X late last year. So for someone else, they started on X and they are looking to branch to LinkedIn. So I would say anyone that works for you, always find your people regardless. So it could be um, growing on X and launching and having a medium profile where you post your stuff. Basically, having your medium profile is to help you build your portfolio as a content person, right? And then having an X or LinkedIn is your social proof. So anyone that works well with you, I'm not going to say this is what you should start with, because LinkedIn worked for me and X worked for other people. So anyone you find yourself gravitating towards, you will find your people there regardless.
What will you consider as the biggest friction between Web3 brands and adoption, from your experiences so far?
Friction, right? Between what three brands.
Yeah. And adoption.
Hmm. Let me see. I would say we are currently struggling with mass adoption right now because of complexity. Yeah, and I mean, if you go to most of these Web3 platforms, their onboarding process is complex. They just abandon it altogether. The UI UX is stressful. Take Discord, for example. I don't know my way around Discord. It's confusing. I don't know how it works. The UI UX is so confusing. So I'm on Telegram. I don't really know how Discord works. Yes. So I'm sure I'm not the only one, yeah? So the onboarding process is complex. And so the poor user experience and complexity, I think, is still one of the things that is holding most Web3 brands for gaining that mass adoption. And even Web3 itself from going mainstream. And there's also the security risk and scams. It was in December last year that my Quantum wallet was wiped and all my money was taken. And so we also have stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, wallets are being drained on the daily. So why do you want to start saying people should come on board if you can't even guarantee their security, right? And so there are a lot of scams in this place. And there's also the uncertainty, the regulation. Government can wake up now and say, you know what, Web3 is banned in this country. Nobody's using anything crypto. That is also so a brand now that started growing its audience brick by brick, and they're in a country where the president or the governing body just wakes up and say, nah, we don't want to hear anything crypto in this space. What happens? What happens then? And also I think we don't have a lot of real world use cases. They are limited. Web3 currently, or most Web3 projects, what they focus on is hype and speculation, and that is hurting us. That is actually hurting because they are not solving real world problems. They are more focused on their tokenomics, right? That is what they are more focused on. And we're looking at mass adoption, we're looking at getting more people to come on board. As a brand, as a project, you need practical applications. Yeah, you need something. Look at Web2, for example. There are loads of practical applications, right, that applies to the real world. Web3 projects and Web3 brands start coming up with that improves my life. Not just I have to be farming every day or I have to be minting NFT. It's tiring. So we can't get more people on board if we're not helping to improve their quality of life, right? And I also think one thing that we're also struggling with in this space is education. A lot of people don't really know what this space is about. They don't really have lots of ideas. They were not educated properly on what works. They don't understand blockchain technology. So, and I don't want to be a part of it. They are skeptical, right? And so yeah, also other things to like poor marketing, poor communication, see transaction fees. Look at Ethereum, for example, that gas fee, cheese. It's a lot. So yeah. C for gas fee with a lot. So there's actually so many things going on. I will still have a long way to go for project or brand or for the industry itself. There's still lots of things that we need to work on, really, that we need to do for to actually get that mass adoption.
So, what advice would you give to builders in this space? Yes, builders in this space. What advice would you give to them?
Ah, just do you, really. Just do you. Be yourself. Just do you. Just be you. This um this space can be quite confusing. Can be quite confusing a lot, and you can get distracted a lot, right? So as a builder in this space, I would say solve real problems. Just forget the hype. Solve real problems, please. I think you should, for anyone who is building anything in this space, there are periods where you should just be alone and ask yourself, aside my tokenomics, aside airdrops, would people actually use what I have? If people actually use this, if there was no incentive or any token for any form of incentive attached to it, I think once you can ask yourself that, you already have the answer. If you can ask yourself that, okay, this project, if there's no money, if I'm not promising people airdrops or promising them incentive, will they actually use it? I think if you can ask yourself that, you already have your answer. So I believe at a point, the only people that we're going to have in the Web3 space are people solving real problems and not just focused on IT yet. And also another thing, don't neglect your community. Community is the soul of Web3. Your community is the soul of this space, yeah. So don't neglect them. Carry your community members along at all times, and also know that if your product is too technical, you will lose users. If it's too technical, nobody will want to listen to you because they'll be like, see, they're giving me a D. I'll just go to someone else that can simplify whatever it is that they've got going on, right? So yeah, I mean, I could go on and on and on about advice, but the long and short of it is that whatever it is you are building, don't just build for Web3 users. Do it for the next 100 million users as well, because the future of Web3 is not just crypto native, right? But the goal is mainstream adoption. So whatever it is they are building, build it in a way that anyone can use it, whether they understand blockchain or not. You get?
You know what? I feel like I should just continue asking you questions. You can actually use 3 days here. Do you know that? Seriously. Well, I would love to ask this. Like, can you share can you tell me about the projects or initiatives you are particularly proud of? Like, maybe you have actually executed a marketing strategy that you are proud of, and can you please share your experiences?
So I worked for this particular project sometimes last year, and it was a different project, and I was able to help grow their communities. But at the time I left, from about 0 to I think 5,000 community members, and also they had a wallet app. I think I was also able to help with wallet downloads and also get users to come on board. So I mean, it was a lot of testing and trying out so many things. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it was a bragging. I had my bragging rights at the end of the day. So yeah, it's a project I'm actually particularly proud of. Yeah.
Okay. What about, are you looking towards working with a big project now in your play? Like, what projects do you really wish to work with now? One of the big projects out there you really wish to work with. Do you have any of those projects?
Well, I mean, I have a few, but right now I think I'm actually on the lookout for projects that are looking to build more long-term solutions. and projects that are not just there based on hype. So it could be a small project, it could be big project. I'm not discriminating, but it just has to be their mission and vision has to align with mine, right?
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for dedicating this time to this sport. You are such a valuable person, for real. like LinkedIn should add A plus growth marketer to your name. I don't know why that is not happening.